It's the end of the world. This is the best shader mod. We're in the end game now. I caught my cat milking a horse. This is ships. Ships will spawn boats in your oceans that are inhabited by pillagers. They occupy the boat and the sea, and they aren't afraid to catch you and shoot an arrow right up your dunghole portal. Once you conquer the sea by murdering the tiny boat pillagers, you can advance by attacking the big boat pillagers, which you may end up with an arrow in the eye if you aren't careful. But once you conquer the ship, there are some great loot and treasure maps to find in here, so you can become the king of the pirates. These ships can spawn in groups, and yes, pillagers will walk the plank to get to the baby boats to make an army to attack you with, which looks funny when you boat around long enough to have a league of boats following you around. This is a great mod that adds more to do with the ocean and adds more loot and lore to your world. But what is the best way to protect yourself against the boat pillagers? The allay is cute looking and helps bring you items, but the battle allay is a force not to be reckoned with. This mod adds in 6 new allays with new items, and let me tell you, these bad boys go goblin mode when a mob comes within a distance of 15 goats of them. The bell and the sword allay get up close and personal to shank and donk enemy mobs on the head until death. The crossbow allay will keep its distance and turn any enemy into a kebab. There is also a shield allay who protects you, and an allay that carries a book. There is also the Amethyst allays, so you can have baby Thanos to protect you. And there is also allays in a chest, which my boy does not look happy about. Just look at those eyebrows. You can choose what allay you want in a chest, but I think the crossbow allay best suits in a chest, as he pops in and out like a trapdoor spider. Now, for the ultimate question, can an army of allays beat a warden? As you can see, they teamed up like fire ants and turned the warden into their personal bitch. 10 out of 10, good ant army to have as security. Now, along with the allay comes a new type of enemy. Yes, the Vex now comes with the same weapons as the allays do, and these things just look like they found out the world is flat. Be prepared when you see these guys, as the sword Vex does the same amount of damage as my dad after 3 beers. But his weakness is water, so just take him into the lake and slap him to death. And these Vexes will knock you back harder than Mike Tyson punching a child. Some Olympic level slapping. Wandering around your world, you will find an allay home where you can be protected by a personal little army. The inside is filled with allays with shields for great defense, but there is a little secret with these guys. When you break the shield, they whip out a larger than average sword to hurt anyone nearby. Oh, I bet you're wondering, what is this little totem? Well, when I click it, it releases a little horde of allays to protect me. There are 2 of these totems, and they both have cooldown timers, so you can't go and spam them. And lastly, if you place down a note block next to a villager, you get a new allay creeper trader who is ready to rizz you up. Just look at the mustache eyebrow. And he has many trades to help advance your allay army. And if you slap a wandering trader, an allay in a chest will spawn to unleash hell on you for the sins you have committed. So be prepared to fight a ghost in a box when you show the wandering trader what happens when you step out of line. Loot beams adds in beams to all items floating on the ground, making them easier to find in certain locations. Beams will emit different colours depending on how rare the item is, white being normal common items and purple being the rarest items. You can look at each beam and it will tell you the item name, or you can crouch and all the item names will appear to see what they are. Fast Move is a mod that adds in parkour movements to your world. Now you have the ability to run on walls like Spider-Man, which is pretty epic, and it's just super fun to do. It can make you run super fast as well, but sometimes you will go slow, so it can help with full damage. You can also slide on the ground, so you can maneuver through 1 block high spaces and easily slither your way through caves. And you can also roll around like an armadillo, which can be used to tuck and roll as you come off high places. So you bet your sweet Biffy I had to test out if we can survive a fall off this perfectly normal ancient city located at max height. Woohoo! Full damage is vaulted! You can also combine movements to fast travel around your world, and I must say, you can get up speed pretty quickly. Stratospheric expansion is one of the most unique world generation mods I've seen. This mod turns the overworld into a floating island oasis, which has many layers like an onion, making for unique biomes, exploration, and brings in new challenges to how you play your game. This mod keeps all the original biomes and blocks and rearranges them to add more quality of life to areas. And just walking around with this mod is a sight to see. And flying around, you can see a million new places to start your home. Structures are not left out in this mod, as you can see mine shafts now hang from the roof, making them easier to explore and no more getting cornered by spiders. Woodland mansions spawn from the ground up and would be hard to scale from down the bottom. The ancient cities just look so cool having sunlight shine right through them. They don't feel as scary with sunlight in them. And I love how the deep dark biome still gives off an eerie feel to it. Overall, this is a great mod I would recommend everyone check out. The creators have done such a wicked job with it. New shield variants adds in 10 brand new shields. You have ore shields from gold to netherite, which is stronger depending on the material you use. But I'm here to show you the fun stuff. So here is a shield that launches TNT when you use it. Oh, well, that's a bit annoying. The launch on the TNT is rather giant, so you can send these missiles flying to different continents, and there is no cooldown. So like the tyrant you are, you unleash Freedom 2.0 on the peasant villages that can't afford to defend themselves. The Ender Eye shield will teleport away any mob that touches your no-no square. Father, help! But it won't teleport your daddy issues away, making this one of the best shields to use. The Blaze shield lights up everything that touches it, so stand in front of it to set your heart ablaze. The perfect shield for defense if you don't have any weapons to fight a horde with. The Magma shield shoots fireballs, which sets fire to anything it touches. Good for lighting a campfire or burning down a house from a distance. The Shulker shield allows you to float when you use it, so you can beat Anakin to the high ground. And yes, it can be used to stop you from fall damage and even float you over large holes. The Ender Dragon shield lets out a blast of dragon breath to slow down all mobs nearby and gives a quick speed boost to get away. The perfect shield for wimps like myself to run away with. Now what if you could customize shaders to your full potential? Next up, we got a shader mod that adds to complementary shaders Reimagine and Unbound, giving you heaps of control over the look of your world. You can turn your clouds from boring white clouds to yas queen clouds, or even change them to any color to suit your liking. You can even change the night sky to have twinkly stars and nebulas for a more pleasing and calming night sky. It's just so peaceful to look at. You can change the color of your Aurora Borealis to red to make it feel like a scene out of hell, or change it to purple for a pleasing vibe, or to any color you want, including rainbow. There is an animation for when rain stops and starts, so the clouds speed up and move away, making for a wicked Inception look. I could watch this for hours. When you bump into grass, it reacts and moves away because nothing wants to touch you. Emeralds now shine bright like a diamond underground, so you never miss them, and they do look pretty cool to use as a decoration block like this. Desert and sandy biomes will have sand patches in it like the wind has blown the sand around, which looks great and can be used on certain builds to make them look old. How cool does this nether portal look? This also works for mossy biomes in lush caves as well. You can activate the nether storm option, making the nether feel more like an oven. And honestly, how goddamn cool does it look down here now? This feature is biome dependent, and it will change when you walk in and out of Soul Sand Valley, which turns the Forbidden Orange Juice Lake into Blue Waffle Lake. Moving into the nether, you can activate end beams, making the end more visually stunning. The end beams make it feel more heavenly and not much like a dark, barren wasteland. Gives off a really good vibe down here. There is also immersive coloured lighting, so you can have any light colour you want with some stained glass. And it looks so cool having coloured lights from certain blocks. Now, for the fun, goofy extras. The boats have had enough of your fat ass sitting in them all the time, so boats now ride you when exploring the ocean. You can simulate being Doctor Strange and make the world warp around you, which looks super trippy. Imagine doing this drunk. And it looks even more wild flying through the world like this with an elytra. I could do this for hours, it looks so cool. And I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I must inform you that the world is indeed not flat. As you can see by these images provided by NASA, we do live on a pointy sphere. Imagine doing a let's play on this. You can also make the world wavy like leaf blocks, or you can live life through a 1990s camcorder, which I think looks pretty cool and is a bit of a vibe. Or we can go back to see life like your grandparents did, with the black and white grainy TV effect. All these features can be turned on or off to suit what you want, which makes this pack so worth it, and props to the creator for making it so customizable. For anyone that is interested, I am using complimentary reimagined shaders for this mod and throughout the entirety of this video. Do Pillager raids bore you? Well, adding in a new mini-boss, the Pillager Queen, will certainly spice up your raid life. Now raids will have 5 levels to get through, and once you make it past the 4th level, the Pillager Queen will emerge, to finish off what her fallen soldiers could not achieve. Once you slap her, she spawns in more pillagers to protect her while she floats away into the sky. But shoot her with an arrow to make her angry, and she will come down to throw hands. She might be scary wielding 2 katana blades, ready to turn you into bacon pie, but with the right gear, you can easily defeat her and become the king of the village. I would not recommend fighting the Pillager queen near a ledge, as her knockback is bigger than your mum throwing a shoe at you. Let's add in some more villager types to Minecraft with the End Villager Trader and the Nether Villager Traders. Dimensional traders get their own little stations, which look aesthetically pleasing, and show you each item you can trade with each villager. Some of these trades are pretty useful, making finding these villagers worth it. And the villager gets cool looking new outfits to suit the dimension they spawn in. Dimensional traders is definitely something Minecraft should add into a future update. This is a daddy creeper. Scary, blows big holes in the ground, and not afraid to murder civilians. And these are Creeplets, also known as baby creepers. And they are so small you can kick them around like a footy. Just look at how cute they are. Just like their size, their explosions are small and don't do much damage. So you don't need to worry when you see one of these little fellas. And the holes are easy to fill into, but they do get super speed and catch up to you a lot easier than a normal creeper. And it's also scary when a horde of them is chasing you. They also blow up a lot quicker than normal creepers, so be careful if you are low on hearts. Now, here's a sneak peek into the Minecraft End update. Young is back at it again, this time with an End Island revamp. When you spawn in, you notice you get a nice welcoming to the end with a new hut protecting you. And walking up to the dragon, you will notice the end columns look different and way cooler. But where is the dragon, you might ask? She is up your bum, and to summon her, just walk close to the new house in the middle, which triggers a summoning ritual. Beams go around blowing up the obsidian column, bringing in end crystals for the dragon, which is a wicked watch. And once all the crystals are summoned, the dragon will appear ready to defend her territory. Shooting the end crystals is a little harder now, as they have objects blocking them, adding in a little extra challenge. The dragon now perches on top of the house, making it easier for you to go for the nape with your sword attack when attacking. It's like she's presenting herself to be killed. Once you unsubscribe the dragon from life, the end portal inside the house will open up so you can get the dragon egg and live a peaceful life. But you can also live a chaotic life by clicking the YouTube recommended video. They know what you want to watch, so you will be in for a good time.